The time was a year. The area was a place. One night, a simple man named Randy began to drive home on a country back road when suddenly, blue lights began to flash behind him. Randy knew he was somewhat intoxicated, and he knew he must get out of this. He began to pray to the Lord. He said, "Lord, I have had 3 DUIs in a year. I am asking you as a loyal follower to get me out of my fourth. Send me a sign. Give me a redemption. Get me out of this. As I command you as a loyal follower, you must answer my prayers." And all of a sudden, Randy's prayers, they were answered. They were answered in the form of Zoloff. Zoloff, the leader of the alien race, came to Randy and said, "Randy, you holiest of men, you must find my brethren. You must find them in the deepest, darkest, most bottom parts of the oceans, lakes, and rivers. You must find them. You must baptize them. You must get them into heaven. They must have mansions. They must have streets of gold. You must make this possible for me and my brethren. Show them the way." Randy nodded. Then began the greatest journey of Randy's life. Randy began his mission. He began to scour every lake, every river, every pond. He had his ups and downs. Whether it was getting chased by some Sasquatch-looking monster thing, or it was just having terrible nights of no sleep because of disappointment and afraid of failure. He kept going. He kept facing adversity. No matter what he did, he knew he had to fulfill his mission. He must find the Brethren of Zoloff. He must find the aliens. Randy needed help. He knew he couldn't do it on his own, and he knew he couldn't trust anyone else to not report him to the CIA or the FBI, because if he found the aliens and they knew about it, they would send him to Area 51. So Randy knew there was only one source he could turn to. One source that he knew would not give him up or turn on him. And that was the dead. Randy began to research Ouija boards. He began to become agitated by the cost of Ouija boards. So Randy, the entrepreneur, the go-getter, the self-starter that Randy is, began to make his own Ouija board called the Randy Ouija. He began to learn how to operate, how to successfully pull in souls into the Ouija board. He began this process. He began to seek any kind of black magic, even though it may not be the Lord's favorite thing. He knew he could use the darkness for the Lord's benefit and for Zoloff's benefit. Now, Randy, in the midst of his research, in the middle of the greatest journey he will ever experience, has decided to show his operations live on Twitch every Thursday night at 9. Randy will operate and try to communicate with the dead with you live. Join him, a simple man who works too hard, who loves the Lord and never stops. Join that man. Help him try to communicate with the dead to save the Brethren of Zoloff. You must do this. You must help this man.